guys, what's up? It's Zach and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something a little more personal in my life. I don't want to hide things that I think are going to help you one day with things you're going through. So here we go. Alright. So back in 2013, I had to find out who I was and find out what my purpose in life was, and doing that, a part of that was me coming out as gay. It took a long time for me to finally accept that, and it was so, I don't even know how to explain, it was the best day of my life. Being gay doesn't define who I am, but being gay is a part of who I am, and I try to live myself in my everyday life. I don't like to pretend that I'm not who I am. I want to be 110% me every single day of my life. So let's backtrack a little bit. Back in 6th grade, you know, things are changing. You're finally figuring out what's going on a little bit. And I realized when I was walking down the halls of school, I didn't look at people how I thought I was supposed to be looking at them. All these guys were like saying like, oh my gosh, this girl's so cute and this and that. And I'm over here like, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but like, I don't understand. I don't have that, I don't know, connection of it, I guess. And so like, I would look at guys and I'd be like, well, I mean, I think he's cute. Well, I didn't know what that was when I was in high school or in middle school. Things weren't a thing. I didn't know what gay was, I didn't know what drugs were, I didn't know what anything was. I was such a naive kid. In 8th grade, one of the kids in my school decided to come out. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I am. Well, as time was going on, he got ridiculed and just bullied, and I didn't want that to be me. So I pretended and let it go, and I left it and pushed it in this corner in the back of my head that I wasn't that. I'm just a normal person that likes girls. So I really did my best in doing that. Got into high school. I was big into choir and doing theater and all that stuff. So I knew there was gonna be some kind of like, but to my extent, things got worse. My sophomore year, High School Musical was like the big thing, you know. Of course, I was obsessed with it. So my sophomore year, we did a musical review instead of a Broadway musical. So of all the songs I picked Bet on It from High School Musical too, knowing I was getting a lot of crap for it, but that was okay. So I did my performance, it went really well. A few weeks later, one of my friends came up to me and asked me if I saw my video on YouTube. And at the time, I didn't know what YouTube was. So I was like, no, what are you talking about? So I looked it up and I found this video that was posted of me doing my performance, and I thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, oh my gosh, people are appreciating what I do and everything. Well then, I saw the title, and it was really hurtful. It wasn't like a good title. I'm not gonna say what it was. I'm sure you could possibly find it on there still, because it's still on there. But that wasn't really part of this whole coming out and being gay. This was just a part of my everyday in high school. So after that, you know, your car would get dirty and everything. People would write on the back of my car, you're a faggot, or the name was Chubbs Efron. You know, I'm a bigger guy. I get it. I embrace it. I'm who I am. I'm trying to work on it. But I got ridiculed because I like to perform. And with performing, assuming that I was gay. That was fine. Well, I left it alone because I'm not the type of person where I'm gonna let you get me down. I'm not the type of person that's gonna let you pull me down because you think I'm doing the wrong thing. Well, my senior year of high school, I got called to the principal's office. I don't get in trouble, and if I do, it's because I was being stupid. He pulls me in, and he shows me this piece of paper with all these videos on them. So by this time, I've had like more videos on there. And he's like, have you known about this? And I said, yeah. I mean, he goes, why didn't you say anything? I'm like, well, what are you gonna do about it? I can't just tell you and then assume you're gonna get it fixed and taken care of, because I'm not 100% sure who I knew it was. So I walked out and I left it alone. I guess one of my friends told him, and I appreciate you so much for doing that. But like, I didn't let it faze me. It was just a part of life. You know, you have to go through these things in life that make you who you are. So even in high school, I was not out. I didn't do anything. I tried to stay very discreet and very just like, I like women. I dated girls, and for a really long time, I tried, yeah, and I couldn't do it. It just wasn't right. But still, I was going to pretend like it was okay, and I was going to get through it. And I got into college. I was like, I'm not, like at this time it was like not a thing. Being gay was way back here. It didn't exist. So I was still going through, like I was dating a girl from high school. We broke up my sophomore year, I think. And still, I was just doing my thing. I was just getting through school and just going on with my life as this person that everyone wanted me to be. Well, my third year of college, I had my first experience with a guy, and that's when I knew something was up. Something had to change, but at the time, I was so nervous about it. I was so scared and terrified that people were gonna find out, so we left it alone and we weren't gonna bring it up again. Well, that person decided to tell people, and I've been wanting to tell somebody and talk about it, but I couldn't do it because I was so scared that I was gonna get ridiculed and pushed away from my best friends. And so I left it alone to an extent, but then my friends kept asking me, well, what are you? Are you gay? Are you straight? What are you? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you because I was so scared. I knew, but I didn't want to tell you. So we went through school. I actually dated one of my best friends from college, and for about a month. We broke up at the end of the school year. We tried to get back together over the summer. It didn't work out. So at this time, I was going through a really big depression of finding myself and knowing who I was and where I was going to be. And so my friend came out to me about, I think in November of that year, in 2012. And I was really excited for him and stuff, so I thought maybe I could talk or like hang out with him and kind of not do anything, but like feel the vibe of like, is this something that is real for me? So I stayed at his house and we were watching YouTube, of course. This is whenever we got really big into YouTube, and I was just kind of hinting and like saying things and trying to maybe get to a point, but it wasn't, he's a really good friend. I wasn't trying to assume things until I told him. So after that, I was driving home. On the highway, I finally pulled over and I was crying because I finally accepted that I am gay. And that is 100% okay. So I texted him and I was like, hey, I just want to let you know this is what's going on. And he's like, I mean, you were giving me hints, but I wanted you to tell me. So there's that. I told all my friends. They were 110% supportive. I told my mom first before I told my dad because I was so scared of my dad. I'm not gonna lie. My mom, she's there like, well, are you sure? And it's like, yeah, I am. I'm crying. Her and my dad and my Nana were the only ones I cried talking to this about, because I mean, they're some of the most important people in my life. And my friends are too, but I knew that they were gonna be like so supportive, but I couldn't tell them because I wasn't ready. So told my mom, and then we kind of just like, it was like, oh, DL, we left it alone. It was nothing. Well then, my dad found out from somebody, and so we had to talk about it. And I was so nervous that he wasn't gonna be okay with it. And I went and told him, and he told me he loved me and that it's okay. And we still didn't talk about it. It wasn't a thing for a really long time. And later on, he finally, I was driving home from, I don't remember what I was doing, driving home, and my dad asked me, is so-and-so your boyfriend? I paused. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to think. I literally said, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. And I said, but no, he is not my boyfriend. He is my best friend. And he goes, well, me and your mom have talked, and we want you guys to be happy. All three of you, including my siblings, of course. And if this makes you happy, then we're happy. So I hung up with them, bawling on my way home, and just like finally being able to 110% be myself with my parents is probably the best part of this whole coming out. And it took a year for us to finally talk about it again, a whole year. So that's it. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be who you are. Don't let anybody hold you back from being yourself. Because what's the point in that? What's the point of being unhappy to make other people happy? Find your happiness and find out who you want to be. Find out where you're going to be, what you're going to do, and just do it. Don't hold yourself back because other people want you to. And be happy. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe. I'm sorry I didn't post like I was going to 2 weeks ago. Kind of trying to get into this whole groove. In the comments below, tell me about your story. I want to know what makes you you. Follow my social media below, and I will see you guys next week. I promise. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.